The drive of the game for me came right before halftime with Dallas clinging to that 20-15 lead. But the Washington football people who had just scored left too much time on the clock. Yeah, 35 seconds is too much time when you've got Brandon Aubrey on your side. And what started out looking like a disaster turned into a masterpiece by the time this drive was over. Let's get into the first play. Dallas opens up into a 3-by-1 set and motions into a 2-by-2 look. And Washington is going to answer with a standard cover 4 shell look. And they execute it perfectly. I mean, this is what they want to get here. They want to get everybody into their designated area zone. So we're going to get 4 deep, curl area, hook area, curl area. And they play this well to their credit on the back end. As you can see at the top of Dak's drop, there's really nobody open. Let the play go a little longer. You have CeeDee Lamb covered here, Ferg on this out. There's really nothing for Dak to go to. And if everything is good on the back end from a coverage standpoint, then we need the front to handle their business. And that's exactly what they do. That is the Washington football people. If you go look at how the secondary lock things down and go to the front, it was a well-timed TT stunt that trips up Dallas's front. The tackle is going to cross Booker's face right here. And you got the stunt man coming around looping with a ton of space and opportunity to make something happen. But at the same time, when this tackle does the stunt, he takes out Hoffman as well. He gets Hoffman backed up, and that creates another runway for the tackle. And all this space out here allows this edge defender to fire inside. And next thing you know, Dak is facing pressure right at his face and really nowhere to go. So he takes the sack. Now, great execution, great call. You would think the play or the series is over and the Cowboys can't get in scoring position. Nah. Let's see how Shoddy strikes back and answers this thing. I think he dialed up a beautiful answer, if you ask me. All right, so this time Dallas comes out in a 2-by-2 set. Wide left, condensed right. Then he's going to motion Turpin across the formation at the snap. Now that motion is going to morph this thing into a 3-by-2 set, right? So we're going to flood this zone to the left side, and the goal is to overwhelm the coverage by stacking more bodies than they can handle in one area. At the same time, you've got CeeDee Lamb running this deep hook where we're trying to get the attention of these safeties. So CeeDee Lamb is essentially playing decoy, running that deep hook through the middle of the field, forcing both of these safeties to respect the possibility of either a deep over or a seam shot. Now, when you have defense's eyes focused to the left, essentially you create a one-on-one with George Pickens and Barbecue Chicken Jones, aka Marshawn Lattimore. And as this thing goes, the crazy part about it is the design is so good. It actually gets Jake Ferguson to pop wide open down the seam, as you can see right here, wide open down the seam. And as we let this play run a little bit, Ferg sees, I was wide open, Dak. That was my chance. But let's run it back. Instead of throwing the seam shot, which he usually does to Jake Ferguson, he says, hold on, I got one-on-one with George Pickens and Barbecue Chicken Jones. If I just put it in the area code, I'm good to go. Not only did he do that, he hand delivered the rock to Pickens for a 44-yard completion bucket drop. That flipped the field and it put Dallas in striking distance. Crazy throw, one of many that Dak had in this game. Have you fallen and gotten injured at work? You should probably call a lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $25 billion for their clients.
$25 billion? That's a hell of a lot of money.
If the insurance companies tried to lowball you, Morgan & Morgan is able to take the pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost you? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful.
That's right. You don't owe unless you win.
And if you don't know how to hire a lawyer and it sounds too hard, it's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and then in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. You can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Wait, there's more than one because let me see the script. Oh, last name. Oh, okay, roll it.
You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Skywalker. The link in the description. Now it's 1st and 10 with the timeout in your pocket, and everybody's expecting Dallas to air it out again. Nope. They're going to hand this ball off to Javonte Williams, and what looks like to set up for Brandon Aubrey turns into a statement run. He proceeds to slice through this Washington defense like hot knife through butter, even giving number 20 a personal Uber ride on his way downfield. And if you look at how this was blocked up, it was a clinic across the board. They're going to run a duo, right? We want to get these guys here and get to the second level. Same thing here, right? And get to the second level. They do an excellent job. And in TG, Tyler Guyton does his job as well on his end. Hoffman does his job on his end. We get Tyler Smith, T-Sizzle, turning his guy. And what I love about this play for Javonte Williams, watch how Javonte Williams presses the hole, right? We're going to press there, stick our foot in the ground. The jump cut was crazy in this game for Javonte Williams. But he cuts it back inside, gets skinny, breaks an arm tackle, and he's off to the race. Get off of me. Great run by Javonte Williams. Now, let's finish the job, right? Let's finish the fight, Shotty. Next snap, Dallas is going to motion into a 2-by-2 look up top, and they run a switch release into a high-low concept. But if you'll see here, the numbers and the leverage just aren't right for them. So they got the switch release. Dak wanted to go here, but you got 3 guys defending, 2 guys on this side, and they were in position. But here is where the magic happens on the backside. The flare action once again is going to manipulate this linebacker just enough, pulling him into open a window for Jake Ferguson, who's going to settle in for another touchdown in the red zone. That's 6 total, but this was the 5th one for Jake Ferguson. So there you have it, man. From pressure in his face on the opening snap to a touchdown that extended the lead before half. This was situational football at its finest. Creative design, elite execution, big-time plays from your big-time players, and it all added up to this week's drive of the game. A perfect example of how this Cowboys offense can flip the switch and punish you in a blink.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code STEAL. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.